When was the last time you used your landline phone? According to a survey by the price comparison site USwitch, 40% of us have hung up our home handsets altogether. Cheryl Herbert from Swindon remembers the days when landline phones were the only one in the house. She also happens to be my mum. Hi mum, can you tell us what life was like when you didn't have a mobile phone?
I'll be honest, I didn't mind not having a mobile phone, and I kind of try and stay off mine as much as possible at the moment, really. So yeah, it was all right. We managed. It was a bit different, but it was a lot quieter. People couldn't contact you all the time, which was quite good.
And what sort of challenges did you have back when you had to use the landline phone as your only form of contact? How did you manage to keep conversations private?
Yeah, I mean that was a bit of a challenge because being in a as part of a big family, if you were on the phone and you were obviously talking, there was no way to kind of keep things private. But the other problem that we did have is my parents had a additional phone in their bedroom, and there were a few conversations where I realised that my mum was kind of listening in, which was I'm not sure she did it on every phone call I did, but she definitely caught me out on a few phone calls. And me and my friends kind of got caught out and got into trouble, which wasn't ideal. So if you wanted a private call, you had to take money and go and find a payphone, and that was really the only way you could guarantee a bit of privacy, to be honest.
And who was the last person that called our landline?
Okay, so there's only really two people that call our landline. One of them is Ryan, my youngest son, and Danielle's brother. I don't know why he calls the landline when he can call mobiles, but he just tends to. I don't know why, but he's got a preference to it. But the main reason that we keep our landline is Danielle's grandpa and my dad, who lives quite local. He that's his kind of preferred way of getting hold of us. So usually, if the phone goes, there's kind of a good bet that it's either Ryan or Ryan or Grampy, and that's one of the main reasons we keep it, to be honest, so that we've got a bit of a contact for Grampy if he needs anything, because we only live down the road.
And do you think that's the main motivation for us keeping the landline phone? Have you ever been tempted to get rid of it to hopefully avoid some of the dodgy calls that we get from?
Yeah. I think I do think I mean we're quite lucky because we just sign up to the telephone preference service, which puts your phone number kind of on a locked number, so you don't tend to get a lot of the nuisance calls that I know a lot of people get on their landlines. We did try and get rid of it, but most of the main internet providers, it's kind of part of the bundle. And if you actually take it out of the bundle, there's no real saving. So, just as that kind of in case of emergency, so that there's always a alternative phone number to be able to get through to the house. I'll be honest, we've always kept it, but I think that'll probably be the case. Moving forward, because there's no real benefit to get rid of it, really. It doesn't cause any problems or any issues.
And can you remember what your first mobile phone was?
Oh my gosh. So my first one that I had at the time, I was working at Motorola. And as members of staff, we were allowed to kind of get the latest phone. And I can remember I didn't actually get myself one, but I bought dad one. So, and yeah, it was a Motorola Flip, which at the time was, when you were used to people kind of having mobile phones with the size of a thermos flask. And we had this like really slick flip phone. So yeah, that was the first phone that we ever had, which was dad was very excited about. Being a man, he loves technology, but I kind of passed on it for a few years.
And can you remember some of my first phones? I remember that you weren't very fond of me having a BlackBerry because of the tapping
No,
noise.
yeah, no. So I can avidly remember you and your telephones and getting your BlackBerry, and also the pink one that you then stuck loads of gems all over to make it look completely blingy. So yeah, I can remember. And actually, I know it may sound a bit weird, but we've kept all of the old phones. Like you kind of keep memories from your kids of pictures and things they've done and school reports and all the rest of it. And actually, we've still got all of your old phones. So if you ever need to repurpose one, Danielle, just give us a shout and we can pull one out the box for you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Mum, for joining us, and I hope to see you soon.
Oh, amazing. You take care.
And you. Bye now.